Hi, I'm Claire Wilkeson, and this is my project, my capstone project about the flipped classroom. I'm going to be showing you a slideshow that I've created that goes over what Google Classroom is, and then I'm going to dive in and show you what the LMS tool looks like. Hi everybody, so this is a presentation on the flipped classroom model. This is something that I plan to implement within the next school year, within this school year. We've been planning for about 6 months of how to implement this, and so hopefully it will be successful. So today we are hoping, today we're going to be, our goal is to understand the concept of the flipped classroom, and then figuring out how this could be beneficial for 21st century learners. So the flipped classroom, it's a simple concept but hard to implement, and basically this instructor creates an instructional video based on the unit that's happening in class, based on the lessons. And they send that through the LMS, which is a learning management software. And then at home, the students are preparing for the class activities by watching that lecture. Then when they get into class the next day, they're applying that through collaboration and hands-on learning. Then afterwards, they're going to check their understanding and extend their learning. The following video we're about to watch is a really interesting way to look at a flipped classroom. Really focus on her drawing and how she ends up flipping it, and just her explanation of the 3 children. Okay, so that just really broke down what the flipped classroom is, and the students are, instead of having to listen to the teacher do the traditional route, The students go home, they listen to the lecture, they pause it as needed, or they speed through the video as needed if it's too easy for them. And then in class, the teacher is acting as a facilitator and either pushes them to the next thing, or still having to guide them along through the process. Okay, so what does it look like? So instead of the lecture, they're going home, and instead of the lecture being the traditional route, they're going to listen to it, and then there's classroom activities that are going to be done. So this video, it really shows what a flipped classroom looks like, while this one kind of teaches the instructor different ways of creating those videos. And this man right here is the person who has created all of the instructional videos for Khan Academy. So notice how the students are always grouped together, and the instructor or facilitator is coming to them and working with that group. And that's the way it is the entire time of class. This school is outside of Detroit, and the entire high school has gone flipped. And what has shown using the flipped classroom, it has raised their test scores. So it's just very interesting. It goes on for about 7 minutes, and I won't play the whole thing. But this boy who is in the high school, it talks about how he goes from school onto the bus, and he's listening to those lectures on the way home. That way he has more time to be with his family and do other things like that. Okay, so these are 10 reasons as to why teachers, instructors, facilitators, administrators should consider flipping their classroom. So this is a way to keep your classroom organized, like keep your information and content organized. If everything is accessible through your LMS, then it's going to be sorted into folders based on units, or however you want to organize it, but it is organized. The second thing is easy to share with other teachers on your grade level. If they want to be flipped too, then they can be you can be sharing that content with them. 3 is it's easy for them to review the material when they're absent. If they know that they're going to the doctor, they know they're going to be absent for a couple of days. They can keep checking in and seeing what they're missing. It's easy to prepare for the assessments. The students can go back through and review material in time for the test that they're going to take. Number 5, everything is accessible. It's easy for not only the instructor to make content, but it's easy for the students to go in and find what they need. 6, it helps parents to remember challenging concepts. If the students are having a hard time, the parents can be watching too and helping them, guiding them at home of how to approach the challenging concept. In class, it has more guided practice. Remember, the teacher is acting more of as a facilitator, and they're going around the room and working with collaborative groups on applying whatever is being taught. There's less work at home for the kids, at least. For the instructor, there's a little bit extra work. But for the students, they do get to just listen to the lecture, maybe do an assignment with the lecture, but after that, they are moving on and they're hanging out with their families. Next, they get more out of small group when they are in the classroom. There's a lot more of hands-on learning, which is number 10. And so not only are they working with their peers, but they're doing some hands-on learning. Also, this is going to help them become a digital literate person. That way they can evaluate sources and information. They connect and collaborate with others. They can produce and share original content and use internet and technology to achieve their professional goals or academic goals. So how Crestview is planning to integrate it, like I said, this has been a plan for about 6 months. And so this is how we decided to implement this. So first of all, a lot of research had to go into presenting the flipped classroom. We couldn't just do it. We had to show our administration research that has been collected over the years on how it's helpful. And so after that, they became supportive and they believed in it and they wanted us to try it out. All of the 4th grade level team is 100% on board. They're willing to try it. And so that kind of helped move things along. The 4th grade teachers were trained on how to use Edmodo before the school year began. And it wasn't just Edmodo, they were also trained on Google Classroom. When we talked with the administrators, they gave us access to a laptop cart that we could use on a daily basis. And they also let us open the computer lab at 7:30 every morning. We just needed a teacher to monitor at least once a week. And then the last 15 minutes of the day were dedicated to those who didn't have Wi-Fi at home and they wanted to get a head start on the lecture. So it took about a full month to really integrate the entire thing. And so the first week was dedicated to telling students what the flipped classroom was and that they've kind of been chosen to be the first ones at Crestview to do it. We contacted parents to tell them our expectations, and then we began modeling how to use the LMS tool. Week 2, we taught about digital citizenship, and once a week we would let the students log on and just explore the LMS tool, and then we started having those parent and teacher conferences. And then by the time it was week 3, we just decided to start and see how it would go. And we opened the computer lab at 7:30 and just began transitioning. And we have the entire computer lab filled up on a daily basis. There's about 30 kids who go in there at 7:30 in the morning. And so it's filled up every morning. And a lot of them do get their assignments done. These are some textbook resources that have helped me understand and evaluate some Web 2.0 tools that are beneficial to helping to flip the classroom. So the middle column are some tools that helped me really flip the classroom. And I put some on the right side. I included high school applications that could help with others. For us in 4th grade at Crestview, we have enjoyed using Education Galaxy. We've enjoyed using the Khan Academy videos, the Penzu, with the brain pop videos. We've also been using Flocabulary and Spelling City, and those have been helpful when trying to flip the classroom. I made this video for teachers before the school year started, and it was kind of how to use Edmodo. And then we also have another video that teaches them how to use Google Classroom. These are some ideas of what video software tools that teachers can use. I happen to use Movavi, which makes really creative looking videos. And so that is it for the flipped classroom. I hope that that was helpful. And now I'm going to show you what my learning management system actually looks like. Thank you. Okay, so welcome to our homepage of our flipped classroom. At first, you will see the stream, and this is what the students will see as soon as they log in, is the stream, so that they can see recent announcements from me to the class. On the left side, they can see what's due, what's upcoming, what assignments that are due. Yeah, and so just as you scroll down, you can see other posts that I've made. Some of them are just due to saying hello during the holidays. Others are posting assignments or other material that they can use. I always try to tell them to go to classwork. That's this metal top button at the, and this is where it's more organized. Every 6 weeks is organized. Every 6 weeks is organized into units. So we've currently gone through 3 6 weeks. And within each unit, you can see different assignments or instructional videos that they were supposed to be watching. Down below, we have all about 4th grade. Those were activities in the beginning. The first one was teaching them digital citizenship. So sometimes I will incorporate other videos from YouTube and connect it to what we're learning. If I can't find the video that goes with the content that I'm trying to teach, then that's when I make my own video. So if you click on it, it'll show you the digital citizenship video. It's the very first thing that we had to do. And this is using Powtown. After they were watching the video, then they had to connect with one of the rules from the video and how that's important to digital citizenship. The decorative interactive journals, they had to practice inserting images into a Google Doc, making a collage. And then as we keep going into Unit 1, that's where some of my instructional videos are having to take place. We also have a ReadWorks article. They were supposed to sign in, watch the video. And then we were preparing for our Texas music program. And the music teacher asked me how, is there any way that they can practice, at home on this stuff? And so I wanted to help him out. So I made a unit called the Texas Music Program. And if you click on it, these are all the songs that they had to practice. And most every student knew their part. And I think this has to deal with it being accessible to them. Some other activities that we had to do was creating their own autobiography, and they had to use that using Google Slides. This was difficult because the students had to take a selfie, put it in, put their names on it, and then asking questions about who they were and what's something unique about you, and it just kind of continues on. And they were graded on complete sentences. They even had a rubric that they had to follow. So spelling words, we have been using Quizlet. We've also been using Kahoot for quizzes. We've been using Quizlet. We've been using Quizzes for other types of quizzes. Online keyboarding lessons, that's something, these 3 things right here are resources that they can access every single day. So online keyboarding lessons, if they want to practice using the keyboard. Some of the students will be taking the STAR online, so I wanted them to have practice for using that keyboard. Reading resources here using AR. Some students don't have books at home, so I wanted to make ebooks accessible for them. We have grammar resources. They can access Education Galaxy at home, and then No Red Ink. These 2 are online tutorial software. They're also drill practice. They can be drill practice. Okay, moving right along, we have ReadWorks still, and the new thing that we're trying is Spelling City, where they can log in and play some of the games that we've asked them to do with their spelling words. That way they're not just memorizing how to spell it, but also understanding the word. So that's the classwork. We've talked about Stream. We've talked about classwork. People, this is just a list of students that are in my class. Some parents have been invited so that they can ensure that the students are doing their homework every night. Okay, so hopefully you got a chance to walk through what a flipped classroom model is, and then you got a chance to see what a learning management system looks like through Google Classroom. And that is my capstone, and it's been a great year, and I'm very excited to graduate under Instructional Design and Technology. Thanks.